Okay, IED, this is activity 2.2.5, CAD design tools. We're going to learn a little bit extra about how to create more complicated shapes, or if they're not complicated, at least a different way of actually making those shapes. And the two big skills that we're going to try to learn today is the sweep feature and the revolve feature. As we continue to go down, they give us an example of a U-shaped heating element from the coffee maker, and they want us to try to recreate this part from the coffee maker itself. And the deal is, if you try to use this using the extrude feature, the problem is the outside is rounded all the way through. So if I look at the beginning at this spot right here, if I go all the way around like this, it's going to not be like it's completely rounded. There's no sharp edges at all. So I mean, you could do if you wanted to a basically like a big U-shaped block and then use a bunch of fillets to try to make it work out. That might work, but it's also pretty dangerous at the same time. You have a really high chance of just messing things up and not really you're reaching the point of no return, and you can't really fix it. So you just basically have to go back to the drawing board. We're going to try something else. So we're going to learn. I'm going to make a video on how to use the sweep feature. And essentially what the sweep feature does is you can create a path, and that path you can make a shape extrude along a path. So like this paper clip right here, if you can make like a little swirly path for the paper clip, and notice this is just a circle here, and a circle here. You can extrude a circle around that path, and it will extrude all the way through, and it will create basically a paper clip. The sweep feature is very useful to us, especially when you're trying to make something that curves around, or if you're trying to make something like a pipe or a cable or something like that. The sweep feature is super handy for us. So we can do that using our skills, and I'll make a video on that to kind of help you guys along with this heating element because we're going to be creating it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what the individual things that we're going to do. This worksheet, it's not a worksheet, this page will give you information on how to do this in Fusion 360. Because this is a COVID year, we're not using Fusion 360 in class this time, we're using Onshape. So the video that I'm going to make is going to be specifically for how to do this in Onshape. If you want to know how to do it in Fusion 360, you have step-by-step instructions right here in order to be able to do so. You can also use what's called the revolve and shell feature. So, like if you notice from the tip, let's see if I can actually go back up to this heating element. Notice right here, it's kind of tapered at the end. You can't really use the sweep feature for that because it's only really useful for extruding along a path, and it will create that shape all the way down. So if you've got it tapered in, that's not really going to be too super helpful to us. So what they do instead is they say, all right, well, if you want to make this shape, and we know that it's rounded around the outside, so they just create a trapezoid, and they use a construction line going down the middle of the object. So you just create a line, make it a construction line, and then we're going to create a trapezoid, and then you revolve around that construction line, and it makes a rounded edge like this. And we'll go through it step by step in the video. There's also step-by-step instructions on how to do it in Fusion 360 right here. So that you can read those as well too. All right, there's also a thread feature. The thread feature in Fusion 360 is really nice because all you have to do is just, hit hit create and then thread, and you can actually create a threaded object, like a threaded surface around a rounded object. So it's really easy to do in Fusion 360. I'll show you guys how to do that in Onshape as well too. And with the threading, we should be able to create all three of those objects. And that's going to be ultimately what we're doing for this turn-in for part one. And for CAD Design Tools part one, we're going to be creating this U-shaped device, the heating element, and we're going to have it watch the video on it, and your turn-in is going to be a 3D model of this object. So watch the video, and I'll talk at you guys later. Have a great day.